Morning, everyone. Let's get this started. It's Freedom Friday, guys. Gil says smile, so smile.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Morning. Lucy, it's good to see you. What's up, Vic? What's up, Kevin?
Excited. Kevin, careful driving.
Good
Todd, careful
morning.
Got
Yep.
driving.
some big
Hi, Gil.
blockbuster news today. It's gonna be we got some of you guys are going hunting this afternoon based on some stuff that's
Awesome.
going
Awesome.
on.
Guys, let me tell you how Leo set this up yesterday. He said that, we're starting to have these, uh, you know, EXPs everywhere, 26 different countries. And he's like, I'm talking to agents in other countries, and they're like, in order to go out there and do a proper listing presentation, or in order to service my buyers, I have to go out and check 7 different websites. And then I've got to reach out to independent companies to ask them if they have any private listings, put all that stuff together and present it to my customer. They're all envious of how we operate in the US. And the reason why we operate so well in the US, according to Leo, and Leo knows his stuff because Leo created Remind, which is used by 70% of MLSs out there. Okay. So the guy knows what he's talking about. He said there's 2 things that makes US real estate for agents as amazing as it is, as easy as it is. The first thing is cooperative compensation. The second thing is a complete set of data. Okay, mandatory participation through the MLS. We give our competitors our data. In return, they give us their data, right? And because of the NAR settlement, what happened? We lost the first thing. Cooperative compensation's gone. So the only thing we have now is this mandatory participation. But what we have is we have people in the industry right now that are pushing against that. What they're saying is, let's take this inventory and keep it private for 30, 60, 90 days. If we don't sell it, then we'll put it on the MLS and share it with all of you guys. Think about what that's going to do to the industry if we all decided to do that. What if eXp decided to do that? What would it look like?
So, guys, just to kind of give you guys some framework, it's for those of you guys who are just jumping on. There's a huge announcement, and it's going to absolutely give you guys a boost in agent attraction. So, if you haven't seen the news, uh, Zillow has basically just taken a stance and said, you know what? If you're not going to put your properties on our website and make it publicly known, and you're going to try to off-sell your properties uh, uh, and uh, and publicly sell them, but not put it on Zillow, here's what we're going to do. We're going to ban your listings, period. So if you try to sell your properties, it really just kind of affects a handful of brokerages that have really made some noise and saying, hey, listen, we're going to privately sell our listings so we can kind of double end these deals and things of that nature. And it was kind of like their major listing advantage, right? Oh, we're going to privately sell your property within our community. Now, many of you guys might be thinking what I was thinking about what we have Zenlist. And we're going to make a huge distinction for you guys because we still have that still is a super powerful tool for us. But that power tool that was being used by Compass and other brokerages has just been taken away with this threat that Zillow is making, saying, "Hey, you go and try and sell your property and not use us, and we're going to ban you from putting your listing on Zillow and their affiliate companies like Truly and all those other companies." That's a major, major blow for sellers who are looking for maximum dollar on their homes. So let me help tie some of this in for you, right? Every company that's successful has a differentiator. They better if they want to survive, right? Listen to this. You guys heard just recently that Southwest has decided to get rid of their one thing. Somebody tell me The reason why anyone's ever flown on Southwest, and I promise you, it's not so you can like get on a plane where you don't even have a chair. Like, why do people fly on Southwest? Somebody give me an answer.
Free luggage.
Because you got free luggage. Well, they just took that away. So last week, Southwest announced, well, you know what, guys, it was a great run, but we're not giving away free luggage anymore. Good luck. And you got to think to yourself, well, why would you want to fly Southwest? Like, the one thing that they were advertising is now gone. Now they're less than Spirit now. Like they don't even have TVs on most of their entertainment systems on their chairs. So why would you fly Southwest? Well, Compass has been announcing for a while, hey, listen, the consumer is better with our private listings. We've got an elite consumer group that we're going to advertise and it's going to do better. By the way, eXp just exposed them. Those private sales, which I love the way eXp and Leo is branding this, secret sales don't sell for less, right? So they found out in 2023 that those houses that were being privately sold for 18% less than houses that were sold on the eXp, right? And if you want to see the story, you can go on my Instagram story page and you'll see the one that I just shared from eXp. It's an incredible thing. You need to share this message because Compass just lost their free baggage. That's it. They're just a regular brokerage now. The one thing that they were really touting is our private group. Now you might be thinking, well, Gil, well, how's that any different than Zenlist? Leo is an amazing strategist. You see, eXp is one brokerage in all of the US, just one. And the rules have always been, and I've known this when I was a broker, as a broker, I can put my listings up in my office and showcase them to my agents. But the moment I put that publicly on a website or social media, I'm in violation of clear cooperation, and that was going to get me fined, right? And that was going to create tremendous problems for me. We weren't allowed to do that, and I could do it in my personal office, but I couldn't share that with another exit office or another eXp office or another, I'm sorry, KW office or anything like that. You can only do that in your personal office. So let's say you have an office of 15 agents. Let's say you have an office of 500 agents. Doesn't matter. You could share with those agents, but you couldn't share it with the rest of the agents.
That's why the
Within
franchise model doesn't work, Gil, right? Because, if we're all under the same umbrella of the franchise, right? I could only share with the companies that I own. You wouldn't be able to see my exclusives. Okay. But because eXp is this one company, we're all able to share it. Okay. The issue with what Compass is pushing is they're trying to push the public into believing that there's value in putting their listing off market, that they would make more money putting their listings off market. And that
100%.
is, in our opinion, a violation of fiduciary duty.
It doesn't make a lot of sense either. Like if you had a chance to sell something on Facebook Marketplace and put it on for all the Facebook people, or you're just going to sell it to just your 7 or 8 friends, right? So you make it exclusive. I'm just going to list this with my friends, or I'm going to put this on Facebook Marketplace. That's what Compass was doing. Hey, we're just going to sell it with our friends. We're not going to put it on all the sites. We're just going to on our exclusive sites because our friends are better. Our friends are better, right? My friends are going to buy my toaster. Like that's what they were doing. And they had tried to and by the way, all of their agents were like, this is why you want to sell with us. You want access to this small elite group, which by the way, lost them 18%, lost their sellers, which I could imagine a lawsuit coming from that. A seller saying, hey, you told me this was better. And the news report just came back and said, we lost 18%, 18%. Sometimes I hate percentages, but let me give you perspective. On a $500,000 property, 18% is damn near 90 grand. It's like you're wholesaling properties. So I think Compass is in a lot of trouble. And us as agent attractors looking for opportunities, there's blood in the water. If you don't have 5 or 10 people on your list from Compass right now, they just lost their free bags. What are they going to do? By the way, they're not the only ones. I'm sure we can get the list for you guys of other companies that are doing the same thing, who are in violation here, who basically are going to stand up against the number one website portal, Zillow, and try to compete against them. I was like, good luck. Hate it
were
or
the
love it.
loudest.
You might hate Zillow, but like you love the fact that your consumers see your property more often when you list it, right? The consumer sees that property on Zillow and calls you up. Hey, I saw this property on Zillow, right? The truth of the matter, they're a big player, and so are we. So eXp publicly aligning is a big deal. Leo was the first one to say, you know what? We got your back, Zillow. If somebody's not going to do what's best for the consumer by not publicly putting that listing on the marketplace, we can't align with that. So we're going to do it. We made a commitment at eXp, and we kind of already were doing it, right? We made a commitment to say, you know what? We want what's best for the consumer. We're going to make sure that when we put a listing, we're going to make sure it goes to Zillow within 24 hours. That's a big deal. But guess what? We still have ZenList because that's our in-office tool that we can market to 90,000 agents. That's an incredible tool. That's an incredible tool. That is a commitment. And those Compass agents who wanted to have that premier exclusive opportunity, the only place they can get that is in a brokerage designed the way we are. No franchise could ever do this. No independent owner could ever do this that has multiple. They can't do it by design. It would be a violation. But because we're one singular office that's spread out over, the entire country, that's our competitive advantage. And I got to tell you, I'm going hunting today.
I want to know, how our group, what our group thinks about the news that was dropped. Any comments?
I'm not part of iMan, so all I saw was the headline, something about Leo and Zillow, and then click for info, and I'm like, clicking it, you have to pay. I'm like, what's this about? But that's why I'm happy you brought this up. So I didn't know what was the whole scoop. But yeah, this is a game changer. I just got a hot listing. And I'm putting in ZenList now. So this is good.
Guys, everybody needs to be set up on Google Alerts. Okay, Google Alerts will scrape the news headlines for any topic that you have set up. So if you want to put eXp Realty as an alert, once a day, I've got it set up so that I get an email every morning. If any article mentions eXp Realty, I get it. Okay. So we all should do that so that we could stay on top of what's happening. And what's nice is that, Leo came to our group yesterday and he told us this a couple of hours ahead of the announcement. And he said, I want you guys to know that I'm ready for all the fallout that's going to happen. Right? Somebody has to take a stand. National Association of Realtors didn't do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to lead the way. Okay. And I think that is huge. That is incredible leadership. I'm really happy about all the stuff that he's putting out.
That makes us, that puts us in the map. Now people, it's a great idea. Being that we're just one company and we could share it among 90,000 agents and exclusive when no one else can.
I think the message really has to go out to the public, right? For them to think that it's better off to be on some kind of private platform and not have competition, it shouldn't really make sense, right? For the few, if you want some sort of convenience, you want to hide your privacy, all that stuff might be reasons why you want to go off market. But if you're looking for the best price, you need to have competition. That's it. Okay. And we have a fiduciary duty to our sellers. And if we go out there to the public to promote something like that, we're in violation of that fiduciary duty. Agreed?
Agreed.
Sorry, I came in a little bit late. I heard something about it, but I thought it was something that it was not true, some scam, something like that. But this is
huge.
Huh?
You thought it was April Fool's?
Yes, exactly. And but this is huge. So fill me in again, because I didn't even pay attention to it because I thought it was April Fool. And I said, I'm not going to waste my time on that. Otherwise, I would have heard it directly from eXp. And but Is that he thinking to join or to buy Zillow?
No, no. It's not about
Not
purchasing
yet.
Zillow. That not yet.
That'd be great news, but we didn't hear that one.
So
Yeah.
all it is a stance, you know, and agreement with Zillow that all listings should be made public. Okay. And
Mhm.
Zillow came out with an announcement at the same time that we came out with an announcement saying that, hey, if you or what Zillow said is if you advertise your listing privately, okay, as an off-market listing, but you're putting it out to public, then you will not be able to put that listing on Zillow's platforms for as long as they're listed by you. You understand? So anybody that's trying to do an off-market listing, they're putting it out into public, they're advertising it, they will not be able to market that on Zillow. It won't be fed into Zillow's platforms. So you'll miss an entire corner of the market. You get it?
So Vincent, so with so that's adhering to a clear cooperation. If we have an exclusive, once we put it on MLS, then it gets put into Zillow. Is correct?
Yes, but now they're going to have a system that even if you put it on the MLS, it won't feed to Zillow.
Ah,
Zillow is
that's the
private,
match.
so they could say who can play and who can't.
Man, they're strong arming us agents though, but yeah.
Well, they're doing it for the industry.
Well, they're
Because
doing it
if you
for
don't
Guys,
do it this
let- let-
way,
but they're doing it for referrals because they want to charge other agents $700 a month and the 30% or 40% referral fee. So that's how they're making their money. And agents are tired of getting a listing and having another agent call. I get it, but yeah, I could see it's hurting their pockets. Not the
if you're
industry.
working with a buyer and you have a representation agreement signed, don't you want to have access to all the inventory that's out there? Right? So,
Yeah, but
so clear cooperation allows for that. It allows for us to have access to all of the information because we're giving up our information. We should be able to receive all of their information. That's the agreement that we have.
I 100% agree. I mean, I love it. Although
So
every
the
time you get a
problem
listing,
was we have this one company that's out there saying that, you know, hey, we've got 25% of additional properties that you will not be able to see on the market that we hold secretly for you.
By the way, I kind of look at this as a way also, you know, we talk about attraction in this group. But it's also you just got an extra listing advantage because you don't have to talk about a specific company. All you have to do is say, hey, listen, other companies try to make your property a secret, right? And that's why I would say, like, you need, and by the way, I need to set up my Google notifications so I get these kind of things. But I am subscribed to eXp Realty's Instagram page, so I see them pop up every day, and I'm like, holy mackerel, they just decided to kill the market. So as you're going out there and getting some listings, you want to talk about private listings and how they can hurt the consumer. And statistically, private listings will get you 18% less. So anybody who talks about private listings rather than is an opportunity for you guys to kill that, right? Unless they have a proprietary in-house system, and the only company in the world that has that is eXp, right? So that's a big deal. You want to talk about this. But the biggest thing about this is there's another fresh worm for you to go out there and show why eXp is the absolute best company in the world to be with, right? It's another opportunity to open up a conversation. So now that let's just kind of continue to talk and about, like, how do you talk about this conversation? Hey, just curious, your take. I saw that Compass is having an issue with clear cooperation. What's your take on it? Like, just start muddying the waters up. I guarantee you there's some Compass agents who are waking up this morning who don't even know what's going on. You might be the very first person. Hey, man, just curious. Hey, I'm just curious. What's your thoughts on that? Like, I heard that Zillow is banning you guys from your listings from Zillow. Like, just start some controversy. Just start some conversations. Like, like, just start with the headline. That, by the way, you got to love and hate Inman as well. They just do a really great job of doing a headline and then like, oh, by the way, pay me if you want to read the rest of your information. That's exactly that is
every day.
By the way, that's a system that works, and you should copy it as an agent attractor.
Yeah.
You should be out there, give me a call, going down the road. Hey, just curious, is like I saw this, and I'd love to get your take on it. Like, I see you do a lot of business. I was like, I see that Zillow is taking a stance to not post your properties on their site. Just out of curiosity, like, what's your thoughts on that? It's just a conversation. What a great conversation starter! It's gonna put them in a position where, like, well, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I was like, oh, I'll send you the article, man. Like, I just curious. Like, by the way, I saw this thing where they lost 18. Like, what are your thoughts on that? And I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just asking, what are your thoughts on that? And you know what's the thought they're gonna have? Fear and a little bit of confusion for a while. Now, I'm sure at some point they're gonna come up with some kind of statement or whatever, or maybe they'll buckle and say, no, you know what? We're gonna fix this. But for right now, these are armor piercing bullets because it's going to create uncertainty for those agents that you call. I'm telling you, do not miss this opportunity to call some compensation and say, hey man, I just saw this happen. I'm just curious. Like, but even if you don't know them, hey man, I see you sell houses in my market, and I saw the thing about Compass and how Zillow is not going to put your properties on the website anymore. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that because I saw the whole Inman thing. And I couldn't read the whole article, so I just called the first Compass agent in my market. Like, use this opportunity to make some calls. In fact, if you don't use this call, like why are we on this call? Like, we're on this Age Alliance Attractors call to give you guys some tools, but these tools go away like in minutes. Like, you got a day, maybe a couple of days, 3 days best, like, to be able to use this before it becomes common knowledge and everybody has an answer for it. But this morning, you will create conversations. So call the people in your market. Yeah, Vince.
Yeah, I think that's great. Use it as a conversation starter. Instagram poll, Josie, good tip right there, right?
Absolutely. Just create an Instagram. You want to get people to message you. You want to get people in your inbox. This is like Gil said, it's a fresh warm, So create a poll. People are gonna vote. See who's voting yes, see who's voting no. The people who disagree with you, that's your chance to slide into the DMs and turn that conversation around and provide value.
Yeah. You don't want this just to, like, be news and die on the vine, right? And there's this thought. I think it's Russell Branson, his name. I always confuse him with the guy who does the airlines. The guy who created ClickFunnels is Russell Branson, right?
Brunson.
He has this idea called newsjacking. That when news comes out, you have an opportunity to jack that news and create a narrative with it, right? So having a poll, having an opinion, if nothing more, posting it, right? You get an opportunity to you become the information source. You become where people are like, well, what's going on? I guarantee you have this conversation 50 times over the next 24, 48 hours with people. You're going to see results. You're going to see those results with the sellers you're talking to, and you're going to see results with those agents that you're recruiting. You're going to see results. Invite people into conversations. Send the article out. Post it. Share it. Everything we do has to be, if it's something, it has to be everything, or it's nothing. Oh, it's just another thing on the internet. This is an opportunity, guys. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. We've been talking about for a while to build your list. Now, some of you guys are suffering, right? I told you guys to build a list of 100. If you go to exptoolkit.com/growth, you're going to see the exact spreadsheet that I use for my 100 list. Right? Some of you guys are suffering. You're like, Gil, I got like 20 people on my list. I mean, I just don't have quite the network. Well, today you can add 5 people to your network because you're going to call them and ask them their thoughts about this new information and have a good quality. Hey man, listen, I'll tell you what, I've never actually done this with you before, but you sell in my market. I see you're over there in Queens, and I just, and you're a Compass agent, I'm just curious, like, how does that affect your business? Like, what are your thoughts on that? And by the way, I think everything has to have a story. I was like, use the Southwest story, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like, to me, it's like Southwest giving away, stop giving away 2 free bags. Like, that was the only reason I've ever flew on Southwest. Just out of curiosity, what keeps you at Compass? Like, I'm aggressive. I'm going to go straight to the juggler. You might want to slow play a little bit, right? But like, the conversation at least needs to start. And once you have that conversation, you put them on your 100 list. Once they're on your 100 list, every time there's an event going on, there's a regional rally, there's a training in the office, you invite people to this. Hey man, I had a great conversation with you last week. I thought I would invite you to this event that they're having over in Flushing, right? So, or they're having over in Winter Park. Like, that's what we do. We get up every single day and we have our brand. Remember, I am an influencer. I attract agents, and it's got to be etched in your skin. Like, you got to have this mentality. And these opportunities don't come often, right? Some weeks we're just grinding, and we don't have anything fresh to say. We have something fresh to say. By the way, does anybody have an idea of the other offices that are also doing something like Compass? I know that there are other ones, but I'd love to get, even if it's the small market ones, who they are, so we can have a even larger targeted list.
Anybody's been that
Keller
public.
Williams, Douglas Elliman, all these guys, don't they tell me they have office exclusives? I've heard. I mean, I don't know if this fits. The way I get a listing, I put it on Zenlist, exclusive for a week. I have a database of a lot of agents, and then I send them through KV Core an email saying of my exclusive, and then within 24 hours, I put it public just to give those.
Well, I'd love to hear
agents
everybody next week. I'd love to see everybody next week. Start off with some blessings. We just got so excited this week. We didn't even start with blessings this week. We just went right past it. But I want to hear about your 5 calls this week. Next Friday morning, I want to hear about your wins. I want to hear about your blessings. I want to hear about the conversations. Now, listen, they're conversations that lead to other conversations that lead to attraction. That's what they are. And I love momentum, the big mo, right? So this week, especially if you don't feel like, hey man, it's the 11th of the month, and I don't have a strong target for the month or 2 targets a month. Here's your opportunity, right? So get your 4 or 5 people that you're going to target this morning, 10 people, 50. But you know what, Gil? Fuck that. I'm going to do 50 people, right? And I'm going to target them and I'm going to call them out the week. Today, you make your list and you call throughout the week, right? And you ask questions. Hey man, I picked you out because you're a top producer. I just want to get your thoughts on this. I was like, hey, maybe you're not a top producer, and that's even better. It's like, hey, listen, I'm not a top producer, but I see that you are, and you are with Compass. And I was just curious. I saw this whole thing about you guys not, Zillow banning you guys, and I know that that's not what's happening, right? They're only banning them if they go off, if they off marketing it. But the way I'm strategically going to say it, right, is going to create a little bit of controversy and confusion. I'm purposely saying that. I'm purposely saying, hey, I heard that they're going to ban your listings. And he might actually know. He's like, no. They were defined, blah, blah. No, it's just for the ones that were off marketing. I don't do that anyway. I was like, you don't do that anyway? I was like, just out of curiosity. I mean, I don't even know. It's like, to me, that was always like Southwest, big thing. Like, the only reason why people ever flew Southwest is because they wanted 2 free bags. Like, just out of curiosity, what keeps you at Compass? These are conversations that lead to other conversations that lead to opportunities. That's all I want for you guys. I want to see you guys take some more. And I'm expecting you guys next Friday when we get on this call, you jump in right away. I was like, I got a blessing. I want to share this. I had a conversation with this one agent. I would have never called him before. But because of this call today, I had a reason to call him.
Let's end it with
I'm
blessings.
excited. I hope you are too.
Gil, I'm literally copy pasting this into DMs as we speak in this meeting.
Good stuff. I'm actually going to put that post at eXp in the chat. And I'm expecting that all of you guys are going to add that to your stories. You're going to actually talk about it and get this conversation going. Because again, it's either something or it's everything. And it damn sure can't be nothing.
Set that poll up.
I wanted to share a tip with everyone. Hey guys, hey
Please.
Gil, Vince, how are you?
Good.
So after the Dallas mastermind, I came back. I told Rebecca, I said, you know what? I'm done. That's it. Either grow or we go home, and I'm done waiting. So then I went to the spring break. Long story short, I came back and I've been committed to having 5 high-level conversations with realtors in my area, each 3 days a week. And so I've been doing a lot of study. What I wanted to share, and the tip that I wanted to share, is that I know most of us don't like to make those phone calls. So I went and I did some research. Okay, what is the best way to get in front of the most amount of people, right? With a direct touch. Is it a phone call? Is it an email? Is it a text? Or is it a voicemail? Long story short, it's voicemails. It's voicemails through either Instagram, Messenger, or directly. Now every phone allows you to do an audio. Why? Because your voice is becoming familiar to them. And so I just wanted to share that I've done over 50 voicemails, which have turned into 20 direct conversations. And out of my phone calls, which I also did, I made 7 high-level contacts, spoke with people, and I set 3 appointments for next week with experienced agents. So, we've got to leverage every conversation. And if you don't like making your calls, start by sending an audio voice message. Like Gil just said, hey, listen, I just wanted to know, how do you feel about this big, change that's happening with XYZ companies or whatever? Is that affecting you? I'm just curious. You send that, and it's so easy to do. And the best part is when you do it, you say their name. So they know it's not like a bot, or it's not like something you're just forwarding. You say their name. It takes, literally, all my messages are 25 seconds.
Faster than
Put a
typing.
script yes, I put a script in front of me, and I just use it as a teleprompter just to trigger my mind. I say their name. Everybody listens to the audio because they're curious. They want to know what they just got. People are not really looking at texts as much. They definitely don't read emails. So audio is the way to go. And they respond, which is the best thing.
Audio versus video?
Yeah,
Well,
she's
audio is
talking
your
about
first
voice
touch.
notes.
Voice notes, yeah. Yes. Because they're just curious. They don't know what it's saying. They don't know. It's the curiosity that it triggers,
Are these cold contacts or people you know?
So these are people that are, some of them are people that I know, some of them are people that I don't know. The bottom line is that they're all responding to my voice audios, and it's personable, and I make it really short, 25 seconds. I just want to get in their brain. I just want my voice to get in their brain, because then I can continue. And I notice that they all respond. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, hi. Yeah, let's talk. They all say something.
Very nice.
When I do texts, the response is not as high. So I just thought I'd share that tip in case anybody wants to try it.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Guys, this is easy. This is one of those ones, like, not everything's easy, but this is a really easy one. And I love it. And there is a certain amount of curiosity. Like, you feel like when you get a voice note, like, I can read that without like going too deep, or I could just read the transcription. But I didn't realize, Lucy, that's so brilliant. Like, they're getting to know your voice, right?
Yes.
So powerful. Like, that's so much more powerful than just texting somebody.
It's really psychological. And you say their name. So all of a sudden because everybody knows the best word in our brain is our name, right? So you say their name, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this because I've got to go, fast and furious. I got to find a way to just get this done. So it's really a touch. And then you just continue sending voice. It's just really a touch. It's really just your voice gets in their brain. You just said their name. You said something that is of value to them. So I'll give you the perfect example of how I use it. I'm part of a group of 435 Latino agents. And I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to serve my Latino community. Nobody else is doing it. I found my unique value proposition advantage. So in 1 week, I put together a Spanish masterclass. Real quick, I did it Saturday. I'm like, I'm just doing this. I'm not going to perfect it. I'm just doing it. Yesterday, I had 45 people registered. I sent everyone an audio. I'm like, how am I going to do this? I said, you know what? Let me send an audio. You literally take your phone, you dictate the number. Don't type it. It takes too long and your thumbs get in the way. I don't know if it's my nails or my fingers. I don't know what it is, but you dictate the phone number onto the little, where you put the phone number. And then you just hit the audio button, 25 seconds. Every one was 25 seconds. You hit send, you do the next one. Literally 45 people. Out of those 45 people that I touched, everyone responded, thank you, or a thumbs up or something. Now they know my voice. They know my name because I said, hey, it's Lucy Quiñones. I'm passing by to thank you for registering for the Spanish Mastermind where we're going to be talking about blah, blah, blah. Bring your pen, bring your paper. I'll see you there. That's all I said. And because I said their name, I know they're feeling special. So now I'm going to do it again. So it's not one-to-one, it's one-to-many, but I'm also doing my one-to-ones, which is calling the people that I know that I want to connect with. But for me, it's like, okay, I just found a way to do this faster. So give it a try. What's the worst that can happen?
It's incredible activity. Very impressive.
And if you go on Instagram, it's even better because Instagram gives you the ability. Instagram and Messenger was really what I was going to do. But since I already had these people registered, I did it on the phone. But I'm telling you, they're curious to know because when you send a video, they already see who it is. If they don't know you or you're not familiar to them, think about it. Like, oh, who's sending me a video? But audio, they could listen to it in their car while they're showering. Doesn't matter. They will listen to the audio. I thought that was so cool.
I think it's a great idea. I'm going to do that. And I just want to add that every time I go out, I do the conversation. Even I found agent, do the conversation, try to be friendly with them, of course, and interchange information. And as I spoke before of this person who calls me, I'm a homeowner in New York. And people from New York call me who wants to buy my house in New York. So with those people who call me, I introduce myself and I tell them I'm not going to, sell right now, but how is it going with you? And I established that conversation. And that's how I got Chris Merley. And to my surprise, after I introduced myself and gave him all the information from eXp, yesterday he called me in the afternoon and he was so interested. So I texted to you, Vincent. I sent Vincent. Yes, exactly. I sent it to him. So I'm giving to him 2 or 3 days and call him back. But I'm going to do the auto, as you said, yes. Lucy. I think that is perfect.
I'm doing it for agent attraction because my vision is to grow. But you could do this with buyers. You could do it with sellers. Find something of value to deliver to them. Like, hey, this is Lucy Quiñones. I am offering, free comparative analysis in your area. I'd love to send you one. Just shoot me back your email and I'll get it over to you. No obligation. 25 seconds. And you can do a gazillion of them, but say their name because everybody thinks they're talking to a computer. Everybody thinks they're talking to a bot or something. So when you say their name, I'm telling you, I'll almost guarantee you're going to get good results. And it's fast and it's easy and it's your first touch. And then you can take it deeper. You can do something better. And the best thing is everybody's going to feel comfortable doing audio voice messages versus calling. Because our brain tells us we hate calling, even though we tell it, no, I love it. It's still fighting us. Audio is easy. Go to Instagram, go to Messenger. Everybody's on there. Go to your WhatsApp groups. That's what I did, but I didn't send it in the WhatsApp group. I literally went into the WhatsApp group. I looked up the people that had registered, and I sent them my voicemail directly. So don't spam your WhatsApp groups, but use it as a pond to transition conversations over. So, you know, be part of groups on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and then just take the people aside and send them an audio.
I gotta tell you, I'm already doing this right now. I'm actually, I sent out a couple of texts already to, I didn't want to do the voices while we're on the call here, but just curious, you know, what their thoughts were. And I'm just gonna go back and read you my text real fast.
And then send them an audio and say, hey, what did you think about what I sent you?
Here, I'm gonna actually put my text in the
Get their
group.
voice in their brain. We got to get like, we need to speak and people know who we are without them even seeing us, right? That would
The
be
more they listen to us, the more they're going to remember us.
that's what a lot of people are
And
saying, that
recognize.
we have to do videos on social media, because our voice is even more powerful than the content we're putting out there, you know? So it's getting your voice out there as the expert, as the advisor, as the authority, because your voice is going to build trust in you, and people are going to, you know, start connecting with you. So.
All right, so I decided just to, you know, I'm like executing already. So I decided to text this to, and I'm just copy pasting it to anybody who sold over 30 properties that works for Compass. So, hey, Paul, it's Gil Ramos. And I don't know Paul, by the way. I've never met him before. I don't know anything about him except the fact that he sold 30 houses last year. I see you're crushing in my market. I wanted to get your perspective on Zillow banning Compass listings that went private. Question mark, question mark. I saw this and I was pretty shocked and confused. What are your thoughts? I just put that in the chat. Like, the thing is, it doesn't matter exactly how you do it. You don't have to do it exactly like I did it, but you do need to do something. Actions get results. So,
Yep.
And if
I
you
want to
don't
see you
know
guys.
what to say, go to ChatGPT, because that helps a lot.
Oh yeah, the ChatGPT is my
My
second
cheetah.
wife. I talk to her
And
like, all the
you
time.
could take it and make it more personal if you want to, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And don't
So anyway,
perfect it.
that's
Don't perfect it. Imperfect action will always get
Yes.
better results than perfect
Yes.
inaction. Like, don't
Mhm.
perfect it.
speak,
just do
Lucy.
it.
Speak. Keep
Let's
going.
go.
Let's go.
Very
Let's
good,
go.
Lucy. I like that.
Don't perfect it, just do it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, listen, it's been a pleasure to hang out with you guys this morning. But I don't want to get in the way of your progress. I want to see you guys take action this morning and add people to your list and build your legacy. That's why you're here, right? So I hope that you guys got this nugget. I'll put that worm on the hook and let's start reeling them in. We'll see you soon.
Gil,
We'll see you next
one
Friday.
question.
Yep.
One
Go ahead.
question. You said before that you have something on the website or something of yours to make the list for the people who be
Yes.
going.
Yeah. Let me share screen real fast and I'll just kind of show you guys where I
Or
found
if
that.
you could put it on the chat that.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in the chat, but I'd just rather just show you this time. I just think it's
Okay.
valuable sometimes just to see it.
Thank you so much.
You're going to see that I'm going to go to exptoolkit.com/growth. And all your growth and attraction tools are going to be right here.
Oh, great.
And there's some really good stuff here. First off, this is one of my favorite buttons to press. Whenever you're talking to somebody and you just want to get somebody else's thoughts on it, you can talk to this and you'll click onto the state director of growth and they'll strategize on how to bring somebody in. Always look, have help. Don't just do it alone.
Yeah.
If you go here, you see that the co-sponsoring just got started. Incredible tool. We were going to talk about that today, but this came up and just such a big deal. We'll touch on that next week. And then I'll show you guys where to get the link. I'm just trying to show you what's available here. There's scripts and battles in there, so you can do that. But right up here on top, you're going to see understanding rev share, more attraction resources, explain videos right here. Just a ton of stuff in there. So go here to more attraction resources. And under more attraction resources, you're going to see build and manage your list. You press this button here. It's going to give you a format of a Excel spreadsheet. And on that Excel spreadsheet, there is a way to just set your business and systemize it and organize it, right? So the first thing I always start with is the memory jogger, right? So what you would do is, who did I close the deal with last year? So I'm going to go through and pull my list of agents that I've closed the deal last year with. And I might put Bob here and Susan and Jill and just keep going through on that. Let me just change that. So then we're people that worked at okay, well, I worked with Juan and Carlos and Ronzel and Renzo. People that I met at an event, I'll put all those people's names out and just go down this entire list, right? And take your time. Like spend an hour or so on doing this. Top agents in previous office, mentors and coaches, top teams and brokerages. I really love this one. Number 10. Who am I scared to call? Right? I'll be very frank with you guys. Like put those names down and share them with your mentor, share them with your director of growth, share them with people like me, and I'll strategize with you on how to go get those people. The luxury agents in your market, people, like ask ask family members. Hey, mom, besides what's for dinner, just out of curiosity, outside of me, give me the names of 3 agents that you know. Just give me their names. If you know them, I want to know them. Ask your doctor, ask your lawyer, accountant. If you are going to be someone who changes your life with agent attraction, you've got to have a system. Now, once you got your memory jogger done, you're going to put those people on your sheet 1, their first name, their last name, their phone number, and email, right? And you can put their deal count, how many deals they closed last year. And obviously, you want to track people who are doing deals, right? And then make your commitments to when you're going to call them, put your notes in there, and then use this as your spreadsheet on how you're going to track them from date to date to date to week to week to week, right? And I think that's an incredible tool. We don't talk about that tool enough. It's on exptoolkit.com/growth.
Yeah, thank you so much.
In fact, let me just put this spreadsheet in the chat too. I'll save you a second. And guys, we are out of time. This call went super fast, but now it's time to take some action. All right. We'll see you guys next Friday. I want to hear your blessings. We'll talk soon.